Back in December of 2023, a few weeks or so after my 18th birthday, I finally built myself the PC of my dreams. One powerful enough to run the hit game Final Fantasy XIV after Dawn Trail Rise. Honestly, when I picked out the parts for it, I didn't think much about playing any other game. So I was pleasantly surprised when I realized that with this new PC, I could play any game in my Steam library. Heck, I could probably even run Cyberpunk 2077 at almost the highest settings, if I had it. So, I opened my Steam library and started downloading every single game I had that I couldn't play before. God damn it! I hate my internet. So, I opened my Steam library and started downloading every single game I had that I couldn't play before. But alas, there was one crucial foil to my plan. I ran out of storage space. And it happened really quickly too. Specifically, Final Fantasy XV was a grand total of
171.34 gigabytes.
which was about 1/10 of my disk's storage space. At least I'm pretty sure it is. Either that or I've proved how bad I am at math once again. After I realized that, I decided to stop installing any more games and deleted a few old ones to make room for my recordings and other files. But then I ran into another problem. I, like a fool, decided to record some of my games at the highest quality possible, and that also made me run out of storage space. And since I foolishly thought I'd use these clips for a new YouTube video, I wanted to save them for later. And so, with not much to lose, I visited my dad's office in search of ancient wisdom. My dad gave me this old drive, a 2 terabyte MyBook Duo. His only request for using it was that if I found any old photos that held sentimental value on there, I'd send them over to the family Dropbox, which I was all too happy to agree to. He also told me he didn't remember why exactly he stopped using this 2 terabyte drive, which I didn't think of too much. I mean, he has a really cool computer. He is a tech guy. Maybe he just upgraded.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
Moving on, it took me a few days before I could officially use the drive. I had to buy cables, I had to set things up, I needed to make sure that the drive works. But when I got everything set up, it was amazing. I immediately moved all of those games that took up so much storage space over to that drive, alongside some of my other stuff like projects and recordings, all that other stuff. And it was really cool. Everything was moving really smoothly. I did have to wait a bit for some games to load due to them being on this drive, but I was more than fine with that. A small price to pay for 2 terabytes of storage. But while I was having fun, something sinister was brewing. Remember what I told you about how my dad forgot why he stopped using that drive? Well, a few months go by and this odd electrical fire sort of smell fills my room. Knowing that this isn't good, I looked around for the source of the smell, couldn't find anything burning, so I brushed it away and continued on my day. Don't do this. And so, a few days go by. That smell is still there. Our house has a scheduled power outage, so I end up cleaning my PC to pass the time. There's nothing wrong with the PC, by the way. I found the processor wasn't on fire, nothing was melted, there's nothing that showed me that the inside of the PC was on fire or at risk of being on fire. So I decided to, not think about it. I have no clue how I managed to make it this far in life. In any case, after a few hours, the power comes back on. I plug my beloved computer back in alongside the drive and continue to work as usual when... Yeah, that smell was back. and it was stronger than ever. Finally, I realized that I should look for this even more. I scoured the entire room, couldn't find anything, so I finally asked my dad, who gave me the whole "you should have told me about this sooner" talk. But unfortunately, even with both of us searching my room, I found nothing. We found nothing. But then it hit me. As Dad left the room, I realized something. I checked my lava lamp, I checked my old electronics, I checked anything that could be a fire hazard other than the drive. I turned my head. I reached out to grab it, and it was hot to the touch. I opened the case and almost burned my fingers. Yep, you guessed it. The cause of this burning smell, the culprit of a too close for comfort possible electrical fire, was... Dun 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 dun! The 2 terabyte drive. On one side, I finally knew what was burning. On the other side, I realized that everything I put on that drive is now confined to it. All of my games, everything I worked on, it was at risk of being absolutely gone, destroyed, wiped from existence. While this drive hasn't been set on fire yet, the fans inside that piece of ancient technology are broken, and I have no clue how to take these discs out of the box safely. Heck, I don't know if I can take them out of the box. So I stopped using the drive. As of this video, it still sits on top of my PC, but I've only plugged it into my computer a grand total of 2 times over the past 2 or so months. I've been thinking about buying an SSD, or actually take the discs out of the drive and put them into another drive thingamabobber, but I fear that I might break something, or the box would explode, or I do something that destroys all of my data for good. So for now, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 15, and Pal World are all stuck on this cursed drive, alongside 10 hours of Final Fantasy 14 footage and a few things I drew and made for my game. This incident has also kind of become infamous around a few of my friends, but it's only second to the time I ate a Red Bull can. I will not elaborate. Heyo, this is the outro. I graduated from high school a few months ago, and I am trying to apply to university, but I also really want to work on stuff for this channel, and also I want to work on some of my other projects. This is a style of video that I'd like to try making more of, or at least try to experiment around with stuff like this. And if you were at least a bit entertained by my rambles, please leave a like. I don't have anything else like this on my channel so far, so I can't reasonably tell you to check out any of my other stuff. However, if you know anything about drives, please share your wisdom in the comments. I'd like to know if there's anything I can do to salvage my poor data. And without further ado, have a nice day. See ya.